Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video I do have a confession to make, a very shameful confession that has been eating at me away for quite a while, and I never knew exactly how to come forward with it, and it has been laying more and more heavy on me, and I don't know, but I think I'm ready to come out, and I think I'm ready to say it. I think Silver Surfer is a good champion. I think if I would strip away all of his prestige, there is a very high chance I would have maxed him out as a 5-star definitely, and still possibly as a 6-star would have taken him up. Phew, there I said it. Upon his release, he definitely seemed extremely underwhelming, and on most of the aspects still remain very disappointing. And the way we judge the champion by Labyrinth of Legends, hits by Realm of Legends, hits by Awakenabilities, whatever, and all of that definitely didn't quite deliver. Part of it is because Silver Surfer was extremely hyped, teased for a year, and everybody was so excited, and Doctor Doom was so good, and then Silver Surfer didn't quite live up to that. But another thing that has kind of significantly made me rethink my position is all of the available content that has been released. Quite frequently, the value of the champion is determined based on where you can and cannot use the champion, what new nodes come into game, new variants or new maps in Alliance Quest and Alliance War. And in case of Silver Surfer, it just so pretty much happens that anything new, most of the stuff that has been added in this game, let this champion perform better than he might have had a right to, or better than we thought he would early on when he came out. As a fact of the matter, I have noticed myself, and I do have a relatively stacked account. I do not want to say that I have the most amazing account or anything, but I definitely do have options of champions to use. I have a plethora of champions to choose from for Alliance quests, so on and so forth. And he very frequently makes it to my Alliance quest team. In fact, he makes it most of the weeks in most of the lanes, because he can do Freezer Burn, he can do Buffed Up, he can do Distract, he can do many of the trickier Alliance quest modifiers. He doesn't particularly care about which special attack he uses, or if he gets to use a special attack. He doesn't particularly care about Parry Curse, for instance, because of the way he's being played and how he can gain extra power with his power gain buffs and more openings and stuff like that. And in general, it just so happens that I quite frequently bring in Silver Surfer in many different quests as I play, specifically Alliance Quest. I don't bring him in often in Alliance War, but that's a bit different. But when it comes to the quality difficulty quest, he's very solid, for instance, for Distract Path, where it's mainly meant for Science Champions. He's perfect there. There are several paths where he's great in like 6.4 and 6.3. And in general, even though despite looking at him, he definitely doesn't seem anything too special, and I would have loved for him to be better, the way he is, he can still perform, and I'm going to show that in this quality difficulty level quest. Right, so this is a science quest, and basically it's the Distract one, right? Also there's Plague Mind, where my power gets drained every 30 seconds. And so Silver Surfer is not a science champion, and he will have to deal with Plague Mind, but he does so much better than a lot of other champions would. There are certain things about Silver Surfer as well. For instance, you can fully ramp him up without using your level 1. You have enough time to drop that heavy attack, then go immediately, let's say, for the level 2, and still go for another Fury buff, so you don't necessarily need to use it level 1 if you don't have it, or if you don't want it. For instance, here we go. So that Fury buff will maintain long enough, even like, let's say, if I had no access to power, I still have relatively decent quote-unquote damage output. At this point I can refresh everything, no worries there. And his playstyle okay, his playstyle definitely does take some getting used to, but it's also somewhat strangely enjoyable, to be honest. And whilst he might not necessarily be the quickest killer of anything, again, the main point, one of the main things how I personally value the champion is how many different lanes, how many different quests, how frequently I can realistically use a champion, and how often he helps me to provide answers where other champions would not be able to. And there are many great champions who, for instance, do not have that such an easy, consistent, permanent, effortless access to 3 debuffs. Or we're later on gonna go in the fight in Cosmic Quest, which again is gonna be very easy for Silver Surfer to get 3 buffs, and obviously not gaining buffs and debuffs is not necessarily the most exclusive thing to Silver Surfer, but combined with the fact that he can deal with incinerates, shocks, and cold snaps, and all of those debuffs are becoming more and more persistent, more and more visible. Okay, here I'm just playing bad and blocking everything. I don't know. Okay, that was a mistake here. I'll admit to this mistake here. But yeah, and I don't know. I don't know what it is about him. Whether it's largely just me focusing on the fact that I actually enjoy using this champion, or is it something else? I do think he is better than people give him credit for. I do play a lot with him. Obviously here I messed up and I wasted the level 2 basically, but still, I just wanted to get that off my chest. I do think Silver Surfer has certain qualities and certain abilities that make him not just a prestige rank up. Obviously, primary reason why so many people have ranked up Silver Surfer is the prestige. But looking past the prestige, it doesn't seem to quite fall in the same category as Thor Ragnarok or even Phoenix to a degree, even though I do personally enjoy using Phoenix quite a bit as well. He actually is a prestige champion that might not be the best, might not dominate the class, but is certainly going to be useful rank up for issues in future. And I also have a quite high level of suspicion, if you will, that he's going to be great for stuff in Act 7. Because so far, most of the content released, he has kind of fit in. All of his abilities seem to be working well. Whether it is increase in freezer burn nodes, whether it is release of this Cavalier difficulty quest, or whatever it is. It just seems to kind of cater Silver Surfer. Even for incursions, he's an absolutely amazing champion for incursions because he gets buffs, he gets debuffs, and his Awakenability kind of specifically cater incursions, buff gun copy, and stuff like that because it increases the potency and effectiveness like of all the buffs. So in any circumstance where you can apply extra buffs on Silver Surfer, they are more potent than they normally would be. And that is quite visible, and that's why his Awakenability, in my opinion, is also extremely useful, and it's also very underrated because it doesn't just work on his buffs that he gains from Power Cosmic. It does also work on any extra furies, cruelties, precisions, or whatever you gain. So for those of you who do not know, his Awakenability, all buffs of Silver Surfer have 50% increased potency. So if you gain a fury, that fury is going to be 50% stronger. If you gain precision, that precision is going to be 50% stronger. And that is quite a big thing. And again, many relatively specific scenarios, but it does come in play, especially in incursions and plenty of other nodes. So this is the Cosmic Quest, so this is the buffed up quest. So again, so easy, we get to 3 buffs, so we can start dealing damage, and Aptitude also triggers every time we trigger Precision or re-trigger new buff. So you can see that I gained an Aptitude already. That Aptitude has increased potency, So I have 2 aptitudes here. No worries, no problem. I'm gonna gain my 3rd aptitude, 4th. And at this point, you're gonna be dealing an absolute ton of damage already. Well, breakthrough probably helps with that here. To be honest. Let's be honest here. But yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what is the best way to put it in words, but I do think Silver Surfer, at this point in the game, is definitely underrated. And I wanted this to be the last fight, because also new champions that are getting released, for instance, Guardian can be an annoying, problematic defender, right? If you cannot get his armor broken, and even then he can still like auto-block your special attacks or what have you. But Silver Surfer's level 2 just happens to be unblockable and happens to work against Guardian, and Guardian happens to be a champion that's released after him, and yeah, Silver Surfer has like another fantastic matchup. Like here, I wasn't able to. Oh, I made a mistake here. Okay, that's fine. I'll get that taunt. I made a mistake. I'll get that 2nd Fury buff. And I wasn't unblockable. So I'm playing very poorly here, but I'm still gonna make it through this fight. For sure, I know I will. Right now I just need for Power Cosmic to come back. Refresh my buffs. Wonderful. Okay, so at this point, I'm eating every level 1 man. I wanted this fight, but I'm not playing it well. I'm going to drop a level 2. He cannot block it because obviously it's unblockable. And I'm on myself unblockable. It's wonderful. Let's get that armor buff. And having that armor buff also obviously makes him a great counter to Havoc. But this is a horrible fight. But he made it through. Anyways, right? He made it through in a horrible fight where I ate 16 hits. I think I ate 4 special attacks. I'm definitely not like well too focused in the fight. But yes, that is what I wanted to say. I know it might be an unpopular opinion. I know Silver Surfer gets a lot of stick. Silver Surfer got a lot of stick from me, right? I was the one who came up with the Lemon Surfer name for him. And that's how I felt about him. But over time, his quirky playstyle with his kind of like seemingly accidental, coincidental ability to answer the problems that I needed answering, it just made him much better champion in my eyes. So currently at this point I do value him relatively highly, especially in Cosmic class, which I still overall consider to be relatively narrow in terms of top quality champions. And I think Silver Surfer is quite on the higher side in there. He might even sneak in top 5. As crazy as it sounds. But yeah, anyways, that will do for it. I just thought I'm gonna get that off my chest, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the